I don't know what this is exactly going to be called. This might be called just the turning point or something like that because I want to explain something today. We're going to go back or at least make a major shift to doing residential drainage and obviously HOAs, generally commercial, but gutter to curb drainage. Drop like that is the kind of stuff that has made us money consistently, always, no matter what, over the long term. And in all transparency, in 2023, I really chased the big projects, the 200s, the 400s, the 500s, all that kind of stuff. And it has consistently bit us in the ass every single time. Not some of the time. We made good money on like a couple, maybe a few, not much more than that. And I got a call a few hours ago. It was a water treatment plant facility that we did, and basically it was $94,000. It was a skinny job, to be honest with you. There was like $50,000 or $60,000 materials to start with, but we did it in a week. And to give you perspective on this job, this is a wastewater plant, right? And so basically it's really old. It's like 40 years old in a really small town in the middle of nowhere. And essentially, water comes in and then it goes through this big tank and then it goes down into these 4 sections with 4 siphons and then 4 filtration areas made of sand, rock, and supposedly fabric and filtration pipes, which are basically perforated PVC. And that's basically the setup. And so essentially we had to replace the sand, 1,200 tons of sand, put it in basically in a stockpile area in the back, basically spread it out, replace the bells of the siphons, and then do some concrete repair around it. And then, so getting down there, we're supposed to replace the fabric. We took the sand out, got down to it, realized there's never been fabric installed in the 40 years this thing's existed, right? Probably contributing to some of the problems of it draining slow. We got down to the bottom, the pipes, the filtration pipes that run parallel with the rest of the system, that basically that's where the water goes through. So it goes sand, supposedly fabric, there wasn't fabric, we replaced it. And then it goes through the gravel into these pipes into the system and then eventually back into the river. It gets treated with chlorine before that. But essentially, we got down, took the sand out, and realized, man, there's never been any the fabric in here. And then the gravel that was supposed to be spec'd out on the plans at 12 inches thick, and then the pipes are underneath that, also encased in gravel, that was only like a few inches thick, sometimes non-existent in certain areas. And so called the engineer, and keep in mind, we love this engineer, great relationship with him, but I want to just make this very clear. I talked to him and I was like, hey man, there's no fabric here. The gravel is bad. Like it's all, silted up, just with sand. And it's not in very good condition. Some of these pipes, it looks like they were broken upon installation because when you looked at the pipes, instead of being straight, they were kind of bowed out like this. And so basically, it looks like when they were first installed, it wasn't settled right or wasn't compacted right, whatever, but they were not the best of condition. And so I was like, well, we might want to look at replacing these, or at least replacing the gravel, because the gravel is all silted up before we put fabric and then sand back on top. And so it was my understanding that, hey, okay, let's look at doing a change order. And then they talked to the city, and that was that. They didn't have the money. Proceed with the work. We both knew that it'd probably work, but it probably wouldn't be as efficient as it would be if it was all replaced correctly. And so, did I get a signed document saying if this shit doesn't work, that we're not liable for it? No, I did not. And so what happened? So $94,000. Keep in mind, we are already in a horrible cash flow situation. We're in the hole, tight on cash, waiting on money. Got like $250,000 of receivables, and we need this check. And so check should have been cut last week. And I kept calling. Then I got off the phone just now, or a few hours ago, with the utility manager that basically just said to the city, hey, these guys didn't do their job. And these guys, like this guy, the sand is wrong, this is wrong. There's nothing wrong with the sand. It's C33 sand. It's made to go in those situations. It was engineered. That's not a new concept. But he's saying the sand's wrong, the sky is purple, everything's wrong. And so we were paid to do what we were doing. But then I figure out that the engineer didn't communicate with the city. And so they just made a decision that, hey, we're just not going to do that and not even talk to the city. And so basically the city's looking at me as the guy that just got paid to install what was designed, and that was that. And so now they're holding up $94,000 that I owe like $60,000 in materials on, and we're not sure when we're going to get paid. So we got on the phone with the manufacturer of the siphons and all that kind of stuff, and there's all this talk about what's going to happen to fix it. But the real fix is another $120,000 to do it correctly, which we didn't do, they didn't talk about doing, and it's just, we're going back to residential drainage because it's easy, we can do it, it's fine. So when I update you with this video, I am going to be very in tune with what's going on, and I will let you know if it works. So hope you guys are doing a lot better than I am at the moment, and I appreciate you listening to this rant.